Hello and welcome to the Wiltshire Caravans video handover for this 2018 Swift Conqueror 630. You can see twin axle. This one's got all-wheel drive motor movers on it, manual engaged motor movers. I won't go through this on this video, excuse me, but we do have a separate video for that. Right, so on here you can see, starting at the back as I always do, highline brake lights, see, nice bike rack on there. Grab handles, although this is quite a heavy vehicle, so hence why the motor movers are on it. So you've got your light clusters, so that's for your brake lights, running lights, indicators and reversing lights. Area for the number plate. Obviously the most important thing in here is the Wiltshire Caravans sticker, but go around the outside. First bit we come to is the toilet area. Now I have already unlocked the locker doors and this flap here. So this is where the pink fluid goes. I just use an old 2-litre pop bottle, put the required amount in for and how much you need to dilute, and then just pour that straight in. Then get to the cassette part of things. So okay, so standard Thetford cassette. This will just come out by lifting this orange lever here and then pulling it straight out towards you. Okay, put that down. You'll know when it needs emptying because there's a light in the toilet area that tells you it needs emptying. This handle itself, it does come out in a concertina, so you can carry it along like a little shopping trolley. But to empty, this funnel goes forward, take the cap off, lift forward, and then press onto this this orange button up here. That way that releases any gas or air and helps everything just flow out lovely. One thing to remind you, when you take the cap off, put that somewhere safe. You don't want that falling down the hole where the contents are going, because you will have to go and get it. Not the most pleasant of ideas. Okay. Right, you'll want to rinse it out. So this flap slides back, open that there, and rinse away. You can just about see in there, that's the float, so when that gets to the top, that's when the light comes on in the toilet to let you know it needs emptying. When you have swished away and emptied out as before, or swish away, then close this and close the flap up, and then swish away as required. Right, the caps themselves, they do have, oh, it's got a little bit of blue in there still, measurements, markings on the side to measure how much blue you need to put in. So you can either put that in through here or put it in directly here, it's entirely up to you. But do make sure you don't get any on your hands. If you do, wash hands immediately. Mind you, after emptying one of these, I should think that's the first thing you want to do anyway. Okay, whilst I've got that out of the way, and I've mentioned the pink flush that goes through, up here there is a little, ooh, if I can get to it, a pipe. For winterizing particularly, take the pipe out, remove this bung, and that will remove any excess fluid you have in your pink reservoir. You don't want that in there over winter. And then putting this back in, literally just slides back into place, clicks back in, and you're ready to go. Okay, just a word of warning, always keep this locked, because someone else may not have put their lid somewhere safe, and if it's gone down they might be looking for another one. Okay, just a word of warning. Right, so down here you've got the waste outlet pipes. It goes into the waste master, or if you're on a fully serviced pitch, straight into the drain. This is for the 2 sinks, so for the kitchen and the bathroom, and for the shower. Okay. Like I said, this one does have all-wheel drive motor movers on it. It's a different video. I'll forward that on to the new owners of this van, just to show you how that works. So, twin axle, alloy wheels, The wheel nuts are torqued up to 130 Newton meters, and we do that whilst you're here, just to so you can see that that's all done. Right, then you've got the two water inlets. You can go direct into the tank, where it says direct into the tank, so you can fill your internal tank up from outside here, or if you're just using an aqua roll, direct to the tap. So the one pump will do the both. Also, I did notice in the front of this one that there is a direct feed tap as well. But if I go and get one of the water pumps just to show you how they fit in, we'll all be fine. So here's the water pump. It's the Truma trigger type pump. So there's the filter and pump on the end. They literally just go into here, wiggle it about a bit until it clicks in. This part then goes into the aqua roll, and I've just chosen the direct to the tank because the flap stayed up easier. That's all. You can use it on either, but this way you're just getting water into your vehicle. To release the pump, there's a trigger mechanism here. Trigger down and then just pull it straight out, and then close that flap for travelling. Okay. Right. Further along here, we've got the exhaust part for the Alde heating system, heating and hot water. So if you're using the Alde system, if you're using gas, that's the exhaust port. Okay. Coming around to the front, so 3 nice sized windows, and obviously the locker. Sorry about the reflection. I'll try not to scare you too much. We did try to get Brad Pitt, but he wasn't available at the time. It's running on the Alco chassis. It's got the Alco ATC, Alco trailer control. It's basically got a couple of sensors on the axles and around the chassis. So if the caravan should start to go out of shape at all, then it will dab the brakes on. So if it starts to shake, wobble, it'll get the brakes on. The chances are the only time you'll ever notice that is if you are going over a speed hump. The caravan will feel a little bit heavier for a little while. Okay. Right, just going into the locker. Like I said, I've got the gas locker. I can put the pump back in there now. So gas locker there. Got the room for 2 gas bottles. There's the electric lead. Here's that direct feed pump I was talking about. Also in here, I've got Alco wheel locks and the engage bar for the power touch motor mover. Information in here, you've got the Chris number. Yeah, just says the LPG. This one's set up for butane. There's only the one pigtail on it, so just using one bottle at a time. Okay. Moving around to the near side, got an outside gas barbecue point. Very important thing to note, please do not ever use a gas barbecue inside an awning. Fire and flame don't mix too well, as you may well be aware of, but it's something I do like to tell everyone. Right, so this side, we've got the battery locker. So we've got the obviously the battery, and here's the electric hookup. This is the point where the isolator is for the motor mover. Whenever you'll have the corner steadies up, so the caravan is just on its wheels, I always say make sure that this battery locker is shut and locked. You don't want the jockey wheel to slip, because if this hits the floor will win. Alright. Okay, you've got an outside 230-volt socket. Here you've got some information regarding the caravan. You've got the Chris number, the model, the mass in running order, the maximum plated weight. For this one, it must have the weight plate upgrade to 2000. Tyre size, tyre pressure, in this case 36 psi, and the wheel torques for the steel, so for the spare wheel, is 88 Newton meters, but for the alloys that are on there at the moment is 130 Newton meters. Okay, so we'll be going inside in a minute. There's the awning light, fridge and freezer and fridge vents. Don't have to do anything with those. They don't need to be closed in winter or anything like that anymore. And then this is just a locker that goes straight under the bed, just a storage area. Okay, so that's a quick look round the outside. Next we will go on inside and show you how everything works, everything you need to know. Okay, so stepping inside this Conqueror 630 from Swift. Just have a quick look around before we go do anything more detailed. See, this has got the dinette, so I've left the keys on the table. It's not a game we play, but it is, as always, a very good place to put them. Right, okay, so kitchen area. And you've got the bedroom. The bedroom can be separated. We have a screen that you can separate the bedroom. It's the corner, the French bed as they call it. Wardrobe on this side. And then going through into the bathroom. And shower area. Actually, we'll do a bit more detail. Powering up, etc. As of now. Okay, so controls immediately above the door are the main controls. Quite straightforward. This is the power on. It's currently saying power off, so power on. And then to go through the menus, go through and just press up and down. To select, you would just press the middle one. About the Sergeant system settings, fridge settings, heater settings. You've got separate heater settings. So you've got dimmer level. So if I select the dimmer level, this will just sort the lights. You can say it doesn't look much now because it's a nice sunny day, but during the night time, it would be lit up like Blackwall illuminations if you had everything on. Okay. So we've got awning light, got the main lights, on or off, other lights. Now this is the water pump, so when you are going to have the pump get the water in, turn that on, you can just hear the pump running there. I'm not going to run it for long obviously because there's no water in there at the moment, but that's where the water pump is. Alright, fairly straightforward. We give you a manual for this, but if there are any questions, you feel free to give us a call on 01373 752 100. We'll help you out as best we can. Okay, so whilst we're on the water pump, underneath the front bench are the drain down taps and the configuration for internal tank supply, external tank supply, and how to drain the system. So everything you need to know is very clearly marked down here, nice and easy. The current position is showing that we are drained the system out. Particularly important for winter, drain all the water out, including the opening the taps as well, because you don't want any water in here over winter time. Okay. Also under here you've got a gas isolator as well. Bearing in mind this one is going to be set up for butane. Yes, then that isolator might be quite important for you. Okay, but yeah, it's all there, all straightforward, very easy to follow. I know that because I was able to follow it. Right. If you do come into your caravan, and it's another thing possibly for winterizing, and you turn the power on there and nothing happens, this has got the Sergeant system, so there's a system shutdown. And there's also a separate switch for charging and for the heating. Now, it took me a little while to find it in here, but the Sergeant system is actually right in the corner here. So I'm just going to remove the cushions and covers just to show you where it is. So bear with me. Okay, so we're in the left-hand corner, near side corner. take all the cushions away and the board that's there, and you will see here we have your system shutdown, your reverse polarity charger, and heating and hot water. Obviously, if we turn this off, that would turn all the power off. We don't want to do that. It's just you can use that over winter, although it just turns everything off. You've also got your fuses in here, breaker switches in here. So if you've tried to use too much power, then more than is available to you, then you have somewhere to check your breaker switches. Generally, it gets popped off at the pole, so to speak, on your electricity pole, but that's where you could also check if that's not the case. I better put it all back together again. And as if by magic, everything's back together again. The power of pause, as in pause, as in stop. Okay, so hopefully this is fairly straightforward to you. Like I say, there is a manual and you can always call us if you get stuck with anything. The next part, the heating and hot water system, very important in the UK, although it is a beautiful day today. The ALDE system, turn the power on. Hopefully I'm going to try and keep away from the glare, mainly off my head to be honest, but there you go. Well, alright, so the front screen is telling us we're plugged into the electricity. It's currently 27 degrees in here. Okay, but menu will get you to the front screen. So on the front screen, starts off, it's the top one is the temperature you want within the van, and it's very simple. It's a touch screen, up or down to the temperature you require. Okay, this is the settings menu. Press that to go into the settings. You can have a nighttime menu, nighttime mode I should say. So you could set it for 16 degrees between, for some strange reason, 26 minutes past 7 and 6 o'clock in the morning. Press the off switch, that would turn that on. So turn that off. So go back, this is the go back. Then you'll see there's an A. That A states that there is an activated function on here. Okay, press that and you'll see what it is. You can go back into it and turn it off, go back, and there's still an A on there. It's still in night mode. Off, okay. Then go back and that A has now disappeared. Okay, it's just as easy though at night time to go like that, turn it down to whatever temperature you want. But a good temperature I always found was 21 degrees in the day, and I just turned it down to about 18 at night. Okay, the next one down is for the water. So your hot water, you've got the options of no hot water at all. So when that triangle is empty, there's no hot water, no power to the hot water. Press the plus once and you'll get half a triangle. That will give you enough hot water 95% of the time. It's enough for washing up, quick showers, anything you should need. If you do have a requirement to boost the amount of power to the hot water, you can press that onto full, so the triangle is full. However, that takes all the power that you're using for this system away from the heating as well, so it's just for the hot water. So the water will heat up faster, but the heating will come off. So I would recommend that setting, yeah, pretty much most of the time. Below that is how much power we're going to be using for the ALDE system. The options are, obviously, no electricity at all. 1 kilowatt, well, to be honest, that's if that's all you've got available, then you'll have to make do, but it won't warm things up very quickly. In the UK, you've normally got 10 amps or more. That's more than sufficient. 2 kilowatts, that's about 7, 8 amps, whatever. So you'll still be able to use other electrical functions within the caravan. But if you have got 13 amps or more, you can press that up, particularly if you're at home or something. Press it to 3 kilowatts and then you've got full power. That's the most power you can have to this system on electricity. Okay. However, 2 kilowatts is more than adequate. You also have the option to run on gas. So if it goes green, it means the gas is on. You could also use gas and electric. However, I would say if you're on a site that has Electricity, why use your own gas that you've already paid for when you've already paid for your electric on your site feed? As I said earlier, this is the settings. Press that, you have lots of different settings. You've got a night setting, a day setting, priority, whether you want to prioritize electric or gas. Lots of different settings in here, which is why we give you a book. The one you might need one day is the reset. Press reset there, and you will reset the panel. And that's all you're setting, is the panel. But if you leave that on that setting, you're not going to go far wrong. You can turn it off. When you turn it back on again, no matter how long it's been off for, it should go back to that setting. Okay, so that's the Alde heating panel. The system itself, and hot water. The system itself is run using the heating is glycol and water, which is held in a reservoir. Obviously, it goes all the way around pipes like a central heating system at home, but the reservoir is in the wardrobe. So open up the wardrobe, and there's the reservoir there. Okay. When it's cold, when the fluid is cold, rule of thumb is just above minimum is a good level to be at. You don't want it any higher than that. It's a bit higher in the moment because I have had the system on, making sure it all worked well, which is why it was 27 degrees in here. But then because the fluid expands, it goes up. So you don't want it on maximum straight away because it will expand. The overflow does take it straight outside the caravan onto the floor, but then you're just wasting glycol when you don't need to. Whilst we're in here, I might very quickly show you the TV antenna. There's the booster. For the antenna itself, undo that, lift this shaft up, point it in the same direction as everyone else has got their TV aerial, and retune your telly. And then do that back up, obviously. Well, do that back up once you've put it in the right direction, then retune your TV. Right, quick walk round. Obviously, cupboards. These cupboards, very heavy cupboards. They're really solidly made, I have to say, but they do come back with quite a snap. They've got hinges on there that will bring them back with quite a snap, so do be aware of those. Very important to know. Individual light switches with individual lights. You can't really see anything in the moment, but yeah, they're all like I say, individual ones. You don't want everything on at night time. It will blind you. Up in this cupboard, stereo is there. Here's the head. I've taken it out, just so whilst we're not powering up, so to speak. And you've got various switches on here, a couple of light switches. Also got your aerial points, 12 volt socket, two 230 volt sockets. Yeah, because you've got a extendable flap, so you can put your TV on there or on here. Some people have brackets in here. It's entirely up to you how you do that. I mean, half the fun of learning these caravans is go around and see which light switches do what. Got a sort of a area. Some people say that's a rack for tins, the cans, whatever tins or cans you're after. But, I'm not one to judge. Then we've got the dinette area, so obviously the table. This does, well, these do, I should say. These, the table and the benches do go into a single bed, and there's also a bunk bed that you can make up above that should you need to use this as a six berth. It is a six berth, but I think it's more of a comfy four berth. But if that's what you need to do, then that's what you need to do. Kitchen area. Okay, well, it's a cooker, Dometic cooker, one electric hob, 3 gas burners. The gas burners won't work while the lid's down, but the electric hob may still come on, so be very aware that this isn't knocked. You don't want that coming on with the glass lid down, because that will has the potential to cause problems. Big grill pan, separate grill and oven. underneath the oven there is a plug. That plug is for that electric hob. So if you are worried you might knock it, you can just take that straight out and then you'll have no problems with that at all. Up to the microwave, and a strange looking bloke in the microwave. Well, not in the microwave, hopefully not. It's a standard microwave. I'm not going to teach you how to use a microwave. Quite straightforward. Just in this cupboard next to the microwave, on the left of the microwave, just shows you've got the solar power regulator. It's got a 150 watt solar panel on here, which is good, very good. So that's quite handy. Also cup holders, other side, plate holders. So to the sink, taps, nice mixer tap. Be aware that the hot water does get very hot, so use your mixer taps wisely. Don't go straight to the hot and pour that out and stick your hands under it. It will get exceptionally hot, so there is danger of scalding, so be careful. So you've got lights, switches again, everywhere, and two 230 volt sockets, so toaster, kettle, etc. Dometic fridge. So the power is there. Hold it, press and hold, and nothing happens. Sorry, eventually it did, turned it off. So to turn it back on, press that button again, on it comes. I've got it set to auto, so if you're plugged into the mains, it'll go straight to there. If you only had gas, it would go to gas, and likewise to the battery. That's not the leisure battery from here, that's the car, well, the alternator on the car. As long as the fridge is already cold, and you have a 13 pin or two 7-pin plugs on your car, the fridge will maintain the temperature that it's at when you connect. So it won't cool it down from the start, but it will maintain the temperature. To change anything, this top corner one, it's beeping now because we're not actually connected to a car. Gas, it's beeping now because we're not connected to any gas. Electric, there you go, that's fine, but if you put it onto auto, it will automatically select what you want to do. Temperature, selected by pressing the thermometer. I always suggest going to one below max because you don't really want to freeze anything in your fridge. It has got a separate freezer compartment, which does come out should you wish to take it out and have a larger larger fridge. But then if you've got no freezer, where are you going to put your ice for your gin and tonics? Serious questions all. Okay. Make sure the door is closed, clicked closed. Sometimes it's possible to not have a full seal. The light stays on in the fridge, and the fridge will start beeping, thinking that the door's been left open. Okay. So bedroom area, large corner bed. Not really a lot I can say about that, apart from it's a large bed. You've also got an aerial point 230 volt socket in there, so you can have a TV in the bedroom. This all lifts up, the bed lifts up. You see the ladder and the slats there for the for the bunk bed part. There's the external locker, the access from outside. Spare wheel. You've got access down a little cubby hole down there as well if you wish. So that's the bed. Going into the bathroom. Oh, sorry, freestanding table there. It is exactly what it is. It's a freestanding table. Right, Thetford toilet. As I mentioned a long time earlier in the video, that's where the light shines when the cassette needs emptying. You've probably got one or two wees left in it, but it does need emptying. Obviously, there's the flush, as you hear. Toilet itself, well, the seat moves around. It does turn, but whenever you have finished what you're doing, it's very important. Oh, if I move this way in, there's a flap underneath that has to be opened to empty the contents. So open, but make sure you close that back up again. If you don't close it, apart from there just being a hole straight down into the cassette, it does mean that if you do try to take the cassette out, you have a severe possibility of damaging it. So make sure that flap is closed. Okay. So light switches in here, towel rail, heated towel rail, all part of that Alde system, the hot water and heating system. That does get very hot. If it's hot at the bottom but cooler at the top, it might need bleeding. So this little tap there for bleeding it, just like a radiator at home. Then you've got cupboard space everywhere. Lots of cupboards, couple of little plugs there. Cupboards everywhere. Again, mixer tap for the bathroom sink. Cupboard space there, and the water saver shower. Yeah, the door of the shower is held in place, particularly when travelling, by this clip here. When you need to move it, open that clip up, bring this out and close the shower door. It's also got a towel rail there. Okay, another towel rail there. Hooks for your dressing gowns or whatever you've got, or hang your children up by the braces, entirely up to you. But pretty much that's most of what we need to cover. The blinds, so you've got blackout blinds, but then if you lift up, he says, trying to do so unsuccessfully, lift up, you've got blackout blinds from underneath, fly screens from down. All have the same, except this front screen, it just has the blackout because that doesn't open. Screens on the skylights, again, all have blackouts and fly screens except this front one. Standard window catches, just open. Lovely. Really nice van. Really, I really do like this van. And the new owners also should absolutely love it. Any questions, like I say, give us a call please. 01373 752 100, and we'll help out however we can. Thanks for watching. If you do like these videos that I do, please like and subscribe to our channel. That would be really nice. And feel free to leave any comments, preferably the positive ones. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye bye.